We ain't got all day! Let's go! What did I tell you about yelling at me? Huh? I'll get it back then when I'm ready! Alright guys, here it is about 6,000 miles later. And well, she's still ticking. Those of you who watched my video about this car, had a little trouble backing it in the garage, but we just decided to do it outside. It was too much trouble. So yeah, it's been a really good car so far. No problems whatsoever. Well, I mean, you know, no major problems, but so a couple things. The starter's right here. Sometimes when you cold start it, you can hear the Bendix hanging up in the starter. So got a new starter for it. Just gonna put it in before it becomes an issue. Another problem there is I was saying in the last video about these body lines right here, and you'll see this door hits. Like I said, you'll see all that in the previous video I made of this. You know, the right thing to do is to pull the fender off so you can get to the door hinges, unbolt the door hinges, slide them back. I'm just kind of going to cheat a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these bolts out and I'm going to put washers in between the hinge and the door, some thick washers, and that should bring the door back just enough that, you know, it's not like this thing's a 72 Chevelle or a muscle car or something like that, and it's got to be perfect. You know, it's a driver. So I'm just gonna, you know, do it the way that makes the most sense. Also, I know what caused this. This usually happens, these body lines, when the doors get like flung open really hard. And then I noticed not too long ago that the door stops have been cut on both sides, the passenger and the driver's side. There's both a bolt on there, and that keeps the door from opening too far. I don't know why somebody would cut that. Makes no sense, especially on both sides. All I can think is this car might have been in a minor wreck before, and maybe these are junkyard doors or something. You know, there's a lot of stupid things that it could be. So I have those, gonna put them in so that doesn't become an issue again. Couple things about comments that I got on the previous videos. Everybody says, I've had probably a dozen people say this, that this engine burns oil. I gotta say, 6,000 miles and she hasn't burned a lick of oil. A lick of oil. You know, I mean, that doesn't mean that, you know, who knows, maybe I got the lucky one, I don't know. You know, every engine is different. It don't matter if you got 100 engines that are the same. Let me tell you something, they're different. Different things are going to happen, different things are going to go wrong. But anyway, this car don't burn any oil. Don't mean I'm not going to keep an eye on it though. Another comment that I got on this car, forgot who it was, but somebody told me that I should change the differential gear oil under there. I'm actually surprised that I didn't think of that. You know, being how I got trucks and stuff like that. I think I didn't think about it because most of these newer cars, you can't service anything on them. Everything is just made to just run and not be serviced, basically. I don't know why, but I kind of let that go over my head. So yeah, we'll get that changed too. That just takes 80-90 weight oil, I believe. I looked it up, so I got pails and pails and pails of that. So well, let's get started on something here. All right, so I'm doing the starter first. I just got all this garbage pulled out of here. Battery, air box. There's a starter right there. So here's a new one. it looks the same. So I'll get that pulled off. Alright, there we are. Everything looks the same. It's always important to make sure the teeth match up. They're the same size. So, I think we're good to go. One thing I like to do with starters is put grease around where it seats into the transmission, or the bell housing, whatever. Makes it easier for the next guy, because sometimes this aluminum really corrodes in there good. I'm going to go ahead and clean this terminal right here with some sandpaper quick. And also with these plugs and stuff on these, and I like to load those right up with grease too so they don't corrode. All right, well, we could check that off the list. The starter's all fixed. So let's get to the next thing. All right, so I'm gonna take one hinge off at a time. That way the door doesn't get all out of whack. This makes it a lot easier when you have a partner to help you, so. All right, you're gonna want to lift up on that door a little. There you go. Oh yeah, you want to take a screwdriver and put a scratch where the hinge is too. That way you remember where it was. All right, let that door right down. Good. All right, pick it up slow. All right, good. All right, this is a lot easier when you have a partner with small fingers. Got it.
Not how lined up it is, but
Oh, shit. There we go.
lined up great.
All right, so one thing I didn't realize about these cars is you can't line the doors up. The bolts actually have a shank on them to where they're just preset, so I guess you just put it back together the way it came apart. All right, we got our top hinge done, so I'm just gonna check the body line quick just to see where we're at. Actually might be a little too far. Maybe not. You know what? I'm gonna do 2 washers, space on the bottom too. I guess I didn't mention that. I actually ended up doubling. Let me show you. I actually ended up doubling the washers up. I said I was only gonna put 1 in, but I ended up putting 2 in. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the bottom hinge here, and we'll see where we're at when I get that done. All right, so bottom ones are done, top ones are done. 2 washers behind each bolt. So let's see how it closes. Beautiful. I don't know if you remember how big that gap was before, but perfect. Like show car stuff right here. So I think that problem's fixed. And I'm gonna pull this panel off so we could put these door stops in. So we'll get going with that. That's easy. Those are universal, right? Yeah, there's the old one. There's new one. I don't know why somebody cut that off. It's kind of weird. So this screw here is giving me a problem. It keeps falling off the screwdriver and going down in there. This is how you fix that. You probably don't need 10 miles of tape like I got, but whatever works. There, I guess the tape's just gonna stay in there. Alright, now we can hook this up like we originally planned on. All right, that's fixed now. Now the door's not gonna fly open and bend backwards, so looks like it does its job. Make sure it closes. That's how those hinges get bent. The door opens and then the wind catches it and bends it back like that. So now that shouldn't happen again. So I'm gonna get the other side done and we'll move on to the next step. Well, here we are under the car now. This is the last thing I gotta do for now. There's a differential. This thing's tiny, I guess, compared to a truck. So I'm assuming that's the drain plug, that's the fill plug. Let's get these out and get them drained and see what the oil looks like in there. Wow, you know, that oil actually looks really good. I gotta say, that oil looks really good. You know what? I'm not even gonna change it. That oil looks brand new. I mean, I don't even think it's worth changing it. I'm just going to take this fill cap off and top off what I just lost. I think someone changed that oil before we got this car. There. Yeah, the oil that I just put in here doesn't look any different than the oil I took out. So, that's good. I guess it's better than seeing it black with metal shavings in there. All right. Well, I did a half oil change on it, I guess. That seems kind of loose to me. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or not. I don't know if anybody is watching this that knows how to work on these cars. I don't know if you can see the play in this thing when I go like this, because I think a lot of these just snap in. So I think they're supposed to be a little loose, but I don't know. Comment on this if anyone's watching this and you know if that's supposed to be loose or not. Both of them are equally loose, so I'm kind of thinking that's probably supposed to be like that. I don't know for sure. But all right, well, that's all set. That's topped off, so at least I know the oil's good in there. Alright, so that's everything done to this car that I had in mind. So this door, that's a lot better now. That shuts really good. Another thing that was annoying is because of the door was pushed forward, the seals didn't. seal up, and you always heard wind noise coming from this area, so hopefully that's fixed now. And I got the door checks on so the doors don't just fly open. And so other than that, oh yeah, one more thing that got done with this is I got brand new tires put on it. I just had those done. I usually do my own tires, but these low pros are a pain to try to do by hand, so I just took it somewheres and had them put new tires on it, so rides a lot better like that. And so the new starter's in. That sounds way better when it starts now, so that's one less thing to worry about. And well, I guess that's it. So nothing else needs to be done to this that I know of. I'll keep everyone posted. Like I said, there's about 5,000 or 6,000 miles somewheres in there put on this since the video where I fixed it up. And just those minor things that I just did, I wanted to do. So another project, I just bought this 2014 Rogue here. It was in a minor fender bender, so I just ordered all the parts to get this fixed up. So I'm gonna be making a video on that soon. So yeah, I guess we'll do that probably in next couple weeks or so. Well, that concludes another video. So hope everyone enjoyed watching it. So make sure you subscribe so you can see all the projects that I do. And like I said, that Rogue I'll be fixing up in the next couple weeks, so keep an eye on that video when it comes out. So see everyone in the next video.